welcome back. Well, today I am joined by the Director of Security, Carlos Rojas, who is here to talk to us about a number of different things, especially with the holidays coming up. Well, Carlos, so nice to see you. It's been a while.
Great to see you, Lisa.
Well, thanks for being with us today. And I know there's a couple of things that are coming up for the holidays, but most importantly, you know, those fires were quite a scare for many people, and we were super affected from the smoke. But, you know, tell me some of the concerns that, you know, residents had and they called into your office.
Well, yeah, we did receive numerous calls regarding the smoke, of course, and I know TV6 did put out an advisory about the unhealthy air, so I think that was well warranted. But we did have some folks who wanted a code red to go out, which is our emergency notification system to all the residents. And we had to explain to them how the system works, and then also really explain that it complements the county system, and it's really a redundant system to the county system. So to really simplify and describe it, it doesn't replace the county system, it works with the county system. So the last thing we would want to do for our residents in the village is to give contradictory information between us and the local authorities, whether it's the sheriff's department or the fire department.
So tell me what their system is called.
Their system is called Alert OC, and it's a reverse 911 system. So everybody is automatically, if they have a landline, registered in that system. If you don't have a landline, I do encourage people to go on the Alert OC website and register their cell phones, and they can also get text messages as well. But that is the county system. Now, the Code Red system is the village's emergency notification system, and that does require an opt-in. So we encourage everybody to register, and they could do that on the lagunawoodsvillage.com homepage. On the top left-hand corner, you'll see the words Code Red, and it's a simple form that can be filled out and submitted. And that places you on our emergency notification list. So, you know, keep in mind in the event of an emergency, we would have numerous communications at various levels with county authorities. So whether you're on the Alert OC, our emergency notification system, Code Red, or even a member of one of our boards or committees, there's going to be numerous lines of communication. And, you know, what we want to do is really get the word out, make sure that the information is correct and accurate in the event that we need to use one of those emergency notification systems.
So in regards to the fires that we had, I mean, the only people that were alerted were those that were in the evacuation zones. Is that correct?
That's correct. You know, in the Orange County Fire Authority, they have a very robust emergency communication system in place, and they do both warnings, evacuation warnings, basically people alerting people that there may be an evacuation and they can voluntarily evacuate. And then they also have the mandatory evacuation orders as well. So at Laguna Woods Village, we did not experience any of that. So we weren't in any fire threat. We were in communication with both the Sheriff's Department and the Orange County Fire Authority. And had there been a threat to the village, we would have coordinated a message to go out in our emergency notification system.
So that's great. So let's just assume the village has some sort of a threat from a fire. I mean, we do have some mountains around here that could be on fire. So what would happen is, would Code Red go first, or would the reverse 911 go first?
Well, what we would do, we would coordinate that message with the county, because if they're instructing the residents in the village to shelter in place, we don't want to send out a message to have everybody evacuate, of course.
Right.
So it would depend on the dynamics of the fire, of the threat, and then they would almost go out simultaneously, if you will. And then, of course, you know, we're going to pivot off of what the county wants us to do. We don't want to create a bigger problem for our first responders.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for the clarification, because I don't think people necessarily realize that there were two different systems, but nonetheless, thank you for clarifying that. So obviously we have Thanksgiving, shopping, Christmas. I mean, I'm a little perplexed because Christmas is already here in the stores. And I mean, we just bypass Thanksgiving. So tell me, what are some concerns that you want to alert the residents about?
Well, so of course, every holiday season, people get busy. You have family members coming over. You're buying gifts. You're getting caught up with folks maybe that you haven't talked to in a while. So there's a lot going on, and people have a lot on their minds. So from a security standpoint, it's very important that they place any valuables or any purchases in the trunk of their cars where it's not visible to somebody just walking by. And I'm not only talking goods that are purchased, but also purses or anything of value. Oftentimes people think, oh, hey, I'll leave my sunglasses on the seat, and they may not view it as something of value, but somebody that may be walking by who has nefarious intentions may think it's of value to them, and they may break the window or open the door. Mm-hmm. So that gets me to my next point. It's very important for our folks to lock those doors on their cars. Oftentimes, we do have situations where folks leave their car unlocked, and then there's a saying that goes, opportunity makes the thief. And we don't want to give anybody the opportunity to steal our property, whether it's, in or around our manor or inside our vehicles. And then that brings me to my third point, Lisa, is that our packages that get delivered, let's make sure that we don't leave them out in front of the door for extended periods of time, and let's bring them inside the house and make sure that you're tracking your packages. All that's very important.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you about that, but I'm glad you brought that up, because more and more people, especially with COVID, we weren't really going anywhere because nothing was open. We've been buying a lot of stuff online, and some people have packages just piled up on their doorstep. Have you had many situations that are concerning regarding those packages?
At this point, we have not, but the possibility is always there, just because are a lot of packages that are being delivered, and it's very convenient for folks to order, especially right now during the pandemic, to order via online and have it delivered. And so we just want to create that or increase that situational awareness for all our residents, and make sure that they watch out for their neighbors as well. If you see something that's been sitting out in the porch for a significant period of time, you might want to bring it to your neighbor's attention.
That's awesome. Awesome advice. Okay, so obviously we've been dealing with COVID-19 for quite some time, and we've been great about wearing the masks and social distancing. Let's talk a little bit about the resolution that was put into place.
Sure. Well, the resolution did expire. So it's very important for folks to know that we have reverted back to the state and county guidelines. And you'll still see all VMS employees will be wearing masks in their vehicles and where they're providing service to the public. But it should be noted that for our residents, the requirement is really for them to follow state law and laws of the county as it relates to COVID-19.
Yes, and I believe the majority of our residents are following the guidelines that are put out by the governor and our state and our local county. So good for them. But again, thank you for the reminder. Well, it's very nice to see you. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with us.
Great seeing you as well. Thank you for having me. And then happy holidays to all our residents, of course.
All right. We'll talk to you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this.